Hello everyone, it's your options guy. Welcome back to another video. Okay, so in today's video we're gonna go over what happened with Apple, Palantir, and AMD, and we're basically just gonna look at the option flow data and try to analyze like what's going on with the options, where the big money is going. We're gonna also do a quick technical analysis on each one of these, and then just to get a better idea of what's going on with the sentiment, if it's bullish, if it's bearish. So obviously today the Nasdaq had a huge drop, and Nasdaq has been very volatile lately. It's been like, yay, we're back up, like one day, and then no, we're back down, like the other day. It's been going up and down, like gaining, taking gains and then losing all those gains the next day. So overall, tech is getting kind of like a beat down lately because of the whole the bond situation and the the 10-year yields and rising interest rates and all that stuff. So all in all, I would say just I guess embrace these prices. It's better to be in my opinion, better to be buying as like the dip, buying as we're going down. Try making your situation better buying, but because in the long run, you'll have more shares in the long run, and you've gotten better prices. But I'm not a financial advisor. That's just like my personal opinion. Rather than trying to like keep buying high and buying high, if the Nasdaq keeps going up and up. But anyway, so again, I'm not a financial advisor. This is just for entertainment purposes. I'm just showing you guys basically what's going on with the options and like the data that I see and my own personal technical analysis. So you can use this data however you want, interpret it however you want. But anyways, let's get into it. So real quick, before I go into all this data, one of the questions you're probably asking is, how do you know if a call is spot or sold? So what this tracks is all purchases that are on the ask side. So that means that all of these are being bought by someone. So like, for example, like these calls right here, so someone could be buying calls, because they expect it to go up. Or the other situation is they can be buying these calls, like doing a buy to close situation. But either way, even if you're doing a buy to close situation, that usually means you're bullish anyways, because if you're closing out your calls early, that typically means that you're bullish because you think the price is gonna rise up and hit that strike price, and you don't want to sell your shares in that situation. So there's a little bit disclaimer. I got that information from right here, so you can take a good look at that. All right, so let's get into it. All right, so Apple, let's take a look at what's going on with Apple. So Apple, let's take a look at the historical flow. So for today, Apple had a overall bullish sentiment. So the call to put ratio was almost the same though. So that's why it's been oh, actually, sorry about that. That's the overall market. Let me go into Apple. So Apple, and let's search that. All right, here we go. Now we're taking a look at Apple. All right, so Apple overall bullish sentiment. So the call flow is a little bit higher than the put flow, and this is just the data for today. So if we take a look at basically the highest premium orders that came in, you can see right here, January 21. So I've been noticing lately that January 21 has been I would say popular. I've been seeing a lot of strikes for 90 and the 100 range. Another popular one that I've been seeing is the 521 expiration. 521 has been fairly popular, and usually with the 521s, I see them are at around 130. That's kind of like the average that I've been seeing. So see 135, 135, 135, 135. So if something special is going to happen on 521 or around that time, then I'm interested, because I've been seeing a lot of calls for 521, and they're mostly all out of the money. So as you can see, that they've been purchasing out of the money, and usually that's a good indicator of someone thinking it's gonna go up, if it's definitely out of the money. Anyway, so that's pretty much the flow sentiment of Apple for today. and I know Apple kind of took like a heavy beat down, but let's take a look at the analysis for today. So this is what I've been tracking. Basically, we've had a falling wedge situation here, and it seems like we're going back up in a rising wedge. So I've adjusted my rising wedge a little bit. So this green line right here at the 120 with 26 cents, that's like my support line that I've picked, because it's hit right here and it's hit over here. So if tomorrow, if Apple drops below this support line at 120, we could probably be seeing, you know, more of a falling wedge type of situation all the way down, possibly to the next strong support line, which is down here at the 116, around there. Yeah, 116 area. So that could definitely be the situation. But if we take a look at some technicals, so the RSI, let's take a look at the RSI. So the RSI is in the middle. Actually, let's take a look at the 1 month. So in the 1 month, the RSI is looking pretty good. We're getting closer and closer to the oversold range. Usually once we get to this range, we start bouncing back up. So as you can see here, we've dipped below the oversold, and then it definitely bounced back up. We've dipped a couple times and bounced back up. So we're getting close to that oversold range. And over here, we're in the overbought range just 2 days ago, because Apple was like definitely rallying for a while. And I think this had to do with a lot of options that have been purchasing, a lot of calls that have been purchased for Apple. All right, so if we take a look here at the MACD, so let's take a look at the one. Yeah, we're looking at the 1 month. So the MACD is also looking pretty good in my opinion, because we're definitely underneath. The blue line is underneath the signal line, so that's a good indicator that once this starts crossing over, then we're gonna be in a bullish type of trend. So it's funny because right here we kind of had like a very small bullish trend or upward trend right here, and then it just dipped back down. Anyway, so let's take a look at the 5-day chart. 5-day chart is also looking pretty good, and the 1-day chart. The 1-day chart is the only one that's looking kind of bad because it's a little bit over, but we'll see what happens with Apple tomorrow. We'll see if we break that support. All right, now let's talk about Palantir. So Palantir, what happened with Palantir today? So Palantir's overall, I think Palantir has been holding up pretty well. I know it had like a huge like dip within this past month, but even with the Nasdaq and all of tech selling off, Palantir has been holding off surprisingly well. It's definitely been in that 23 to 25 range for a while, so it's looking like it's a good support. So overall, the bullish sentiment for Palantir has been almost the same as Apple actually. So as you can see here, more calls being purchased and puts. And let's take a look at where the high premium money that's going for today. So not as much as Apple, you know, we're having like somewhat baby orders here, as you would say. So we got one at 521, 16 strike. That's super in the money, by the way. And this one's interesting. So 121.65 strike. That's super out of the money. So interesting. And then overall, not that much data for Palantir for today. I have been kind of keeping a close eye on Palantir because of the catalyst that's coming for April 14, which is the double click event. So I think that would be a pretty good strong catalyst. By April, I feel like Palantir will be around the 30 range, if not above 28. So let's take a look at some technicals for Palantir. So this is just, again, the graph that I've created for Palantir, which looks very similar to let's see. Sorry. It's looking like very similar to this Apple chart. But anyway, so this Palantir chart. So yesterday I was talking about how like I'm not too sure if this is a good confirmation of a falling wedge situation. So as of right now, we've kind of hit we've gone under the support of 24.19 that I've plotted. So the 24, I got it from right here because we've been around that area back here. That was the support line. So the next support that I see, or the next strong support, would be around 22.60 because we've hit that a couple times here, and here. So like 3 times. So we'll see if we bounce to that or I mean, if we fall all the way to that next support line, which is the 2260, and then bounce from there, or if we're gonna bounce back into the this wedge situation. If we bounce back tomorrow, then I'll probably adjust my wedge to look something like this, because we're gonna start doing like a bounce process. But if we don't, then we might fall all the way down to the 2260 range. So keep an eye out on that. And let's take a quick look at the RSI. So again, we're actually, let me look at the 1 month. Ooh, the 1 month is looking really good. So for Palantir, the 1 month, the RSI is getting really close to the oversold range. So to me, it's looking really good. Look at the 5 day. Oh, see the 5 day. Wow, the 5 day definitely dipped. Yeah. The 1 day, ooh, the 1 day is kind of like in the middle. So the 1 day is still going up though. But all in all, the RSI is looking pretty good for the for Palantir. Now let's take a quick look at the MACD. All right, so 1 month chart. So as you can see, it is crossed. So we might be having a little dip further down. We'll see what happens with tomorrow. Tomorrow will probably be more of a confirmation. And the 5 day is looking pretty good. It's underneath. The 1 day is looking good. It just crossed. So kind of like mixed signals with 1, 5, and so on. So the 3 month overall is looking pretty good. So overall, I think long term wise, you kind of want to be like good point of entries is if you're under this this line right here, and we are definitely underneath. Probably don't want to get in an entry when you're up above here at these ranges, because it can definitely dip. So that's Palantir. It's my technical analysis. So again, tomorrow we have to, let's see, go. All right, so tomorrow again, we'll see if we keep falling all the way down to this next support line of 2260. If we don't, if we start bouncing back up, then I'll adjust my wedge to look something like this. But so that's enough for Palantir. So now let's take a look at AMD. What's going on with AMD? All right, AMD today had a bearish sentiment, so a lot more puts being purchased than calls. So look at this. Look at these. They're actually huge orders. So they're definitely in the hundreds of thousands. This one, 714, getting close to 1 million over there. And again, so this doesn't necessarily mean that people are buying puts because they think it's going to go down. They could also be buying puts to close out their position, so buying to close. But even if you buy to close, that usually means typically it means that you're I would think that you're what's the word that I'm looking for, that you're bearish. So if you're buying to close a put position, that typically means that you sold some put options and you don't want it to hit that strike price. You don't want to buy the share, so you're buying it to close early just to take a small loss, and you probably get in later. That's my take on it. But let's see. So this one, for example, 70 strike, and yeah, this one was out of the money. So definitely out of the money. This one in the money. This one a little bit out. And yeah, so this one out of the money. Interesting. So this person here's, or whoever, they're thinking it's definitely gonna be under 70 by 521. Interesting. Overall, I'm bullish on all these stocks: Apple, Palantir, and AMD. I think they're all good picks. So just interesting to see this data, and we're trying to interpret it, right? So let's take a look at the technical analysis. So if you notice that AMD, Palantir, and I'm pretty sure a lot of other tech stocks are all kind of have like a very similar graph. So there's Apple, there's Palantir, here's AMD. So if we take a look here for AMD, so AMD is also hitting that support at 77.81. All right, so if AMD breaks that support of 77.81 tomorrow, if it breaks all the way, like a little bit past that support line, Then I think the next good support line will be at 73.70, like basically all the way down here, kind of where we dropped to like the lowest in a while. It also dropped here and here and here, so those have been some strong hits for that support line. If it doesn't, again, I think it'll maintain this rising wedge situation right here. So that's kind of my analysis on AMD. However, AMD is looking pretty good. If we look at the 1 month, so the RSI 1 month is looking pretty good because it's definitely dipped. It's in well within the oversold range. So once we start dipping down here, we start getting the situation of rising, bouncing back up. So to me, the 1 month is looking like it's pretty good in the oversold range. The 5 days also looking good, is really low down here. Let's take a look at the 1 day. So the 1 day kind of in the middle. And oops. So let's take a look at the MACD situation now. So let's take a look at the 1 month first. 1 month is looking good, I think, because we're still like underneath, so it's probably like good points of entry situation down here. Let's take a look at the 5 day. The 5 day is still looking good, and the one day just crossed a little bit. So overall, I think AMD is looking pretty good in points of entry. Let's take a look at 6 month. Yeah, so anyways, that's pretty much my analysis. That's I'm just again showing you guys this data. You can interpret it however you want. I'm just discussing my thoughts on how I'm interpreting it. And so again, that was Apple, PLTR, and AMD. So let's see what happens tomorrow. Let's see if we're gonna have a tech bounce back. I did open a position with Apple. I just opened a quick call because we dipped low. So I just want to see if we're gonna bounce up. I have been buying and selling Apple calls, like kind of like day trading it throughout this week. I've been doing pretty well with it actually. So I've also sold some Apple ones. I'm actually selling 2 Apple calls right now for this week expiration at the 125 strike. So by the looks of it, it seems like I'm going to be assigned to buy 200 shares of Apple at 125. However, I am getting like I think $200 premium around there. So I'm only losing a little bit, and then once you get assigned, I can start selling covered calls at 125, doing a little bit of wheel strategy with Apple. It's not that much, honestly, but Apple overall is a solid stock, so might as well just play with it for now. And once I see better entry points for other stuff, then yeah, definitely we're gonna take advantage. So overall, I guess I'm kind of happy at how everything's kind of like not tanking, but it's giving us a good opportunity to buy at these prices. I think overall with a lot of tech stocks, so overall good. Anyway, so if you like this video, if you like this content, definitely give a like. I'm going to be doing more videos like this, showing you guys my analysis on what's going on with certain stocks, and showing you guys the basically the flow, option flow data, and so definitely subscribe if you want to keep watching more videos like this, and I'll see you guys in the next video.